So we got the 372 out today. This is an old black oak that a fellow named Nuts 319 cut down probably a couple years ago now. And I've been saving it because I want to mill it into a couple big slabs with the saw that we can hopefully make a table out of in the YouTube yacht project. It's just got this really cool crotch section going on. She's definitely pretty rod on the outside, but I'm hoping when we get into the inside we got some cool character. First thing I'm going to do, take that saw and we're just going to go ahead and cut across here and just square that end up. So you can see, I think we're going to get into some pretty cool stuff in here. Looks like we got some residents. Them fellers will bite too, so watch that now. They're not super happy. So milling is hard on these chains, especially on that oak like that. Now I know some people run milling chains. I've ran milling chains. I've never really noticed much of a difference, only in the actual finish itself, not in the ease of milling or the way it cuts. You still got to sharpen them just the same amount. So we got her all sharpened up. Like I said, it rained. You can see definitely a lot of character going on between the bug work and all the grain from that crotch. I think it's going to be a pretty piece of wood when it's all said and done. So I got that milled all the way around. It didn't feel like I met up just perfect in the center, but I didn't really expect to. That would have just been a bonus. We're going to pull that slab off here in just a second because we're going to have to do a second one. But before we do, I need to clear out this area right here because this is where we're going to store those slabs. Now this is all the leftover cypress from whenever we built the raised beds that we built over here for the new raised bed garden. Look at that fancy cattle panel arches. Wow, that's pretty nice. Anywho, what we got left, this pile here. Now some of these boards are going to have decent wood in them yet, but they've got these defects. Where we picked this up from the sawmill, it was a big old bundle of what they call cold cuts, which basically means that if we didn't buy it that week, it was going to run through the chipper in a few days and it was just going to be mulch. So I feel like we've got our money's worth out of it because we got a really good price on it. But I'm going to go through, we're going to use the Husqvarna 55. this little filler here, and we're just gonna basically process that wood. Cut out the bad and go take it to the burn pile, and the good we're gonna stack nice, neat, and organized, so we got room to store those slabs under shelter. So, in a very unfortunate but realistic way, most of what's left over here is this. There's a reason it's piled over here, because we used all the good stuff on the raised beds. You're not gonna do much with that. We did end up with a little bit of usable material though, so I'm not too mad about that. There's a sneak peek of what we're going to be doing some small milling with in the future. That's a big old holly butt that's been sitting there over a year. It should be ready to go. That's a persimmon crotch. I think it's going to have some really cool features in there. And of course that big piece of oak right there. That stuff will be a little bit easier though when it's shorter and the bar is long enough to make it all the way through. Bigger than I expected. I got to move this piece of holly over here, I think. Try and get her heated up in there. Yeah, we were off. Whoop, off by a little bit, huh, bud? That's okay, though. Well, these fellers aren't happy. We cut their daggone mansion into. But look how bad I walked up on that end. You see that? Gosh, that's like a 2-inch difference. And that's just for me being lazy and not paying attention. I just kind of let that saw head hang instead of picking up on it a little bit like I should. But we'll clean up this side of it. The bar actually made it all the way through to here. That looks a lot more even there as far as the thickness goes. These are about 4 inches, which I'd like them to be about 2 inches thick when they're all said and done. So that should leave us plenty as far as surface in the top goes. Got some pretty cool grain patterns going on down this end. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's get her stacked. Not too bad looking for a couple of free-handed slabs. I think we'll be able to get what we want out of them. Let's get the parking area cleaned back. Now that is an improvement on space, and I need the space because the next couple days I'm going to be hauling about 60 ton of chert base rock up here, because in the near future, one of the things we're working towards, everybody says I need more space behind the barn in a covered area, and I agree. I just don't have the money for the covered shed yet, but I do have money for the base rock. We'll get everything cleaned out of there, topsoil, and there's a couple stumps to dig out, and we're going to shove a bunch of base rock behind there so I can put the backhoe right up behind the shed there, and that should work pretty well. It's a step in the right direction to actually having a building to put some of this equipment in one day anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm pretty excited about what's to come and what we're going to make out of that wood. It's going to be a table for the YouTube yacht, like I said, and I think it'll be pretty cool. That'll be ways down the road. That still has to dry out a little bit more, but we're definitely headed in the right direction.